Middleton. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oak Creek High School for WIAA boys basketball here on Zaleski Sports. We've got the visiting Middleton. What are they?
Cardinals.
Middleton Cardinals. I forgot for a second there. Not a team we cover a whole lot, taking on the number 22 ranked in our Zaleski Sports poll, Oak Creek Knights, who are 6-1. Middleton coming in at 2-5. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Elijah Vankstalata alongside Matt Peck with you here tonight. We've got some really good boys basketball here. First broadcast of 2025.
Yeah,
Glad
right.
to be with you guys. Happy New Year for us in the Milwaukee area at Zaleski Sports. We got a really great game to open up this new year, and it's going to be a really big thriller. Don't be fooled by Middleton's record in this one.
No.
Their starting lineups, we'll read them after the national anthem, but this is going to be a really great game. Both teams going to try to set the tone from each other. But you got a team like Oak Creek right now, second-year head coach Eric Hollow, 6-1 to start the season, a very good start with their only loss coming against the rival Franklin Sabres a couple weeks ago in an overtime thriller. We were there for that game, but Oak Creek ended up coming just short, but they ended up having a very good fight in that one. But Oak Creek's been in every game they played. They beat a couple of good Classic 8 teams in Muskego, Catholic Memorial. They beat a couple of good conference teams as well. So this is going to be a big litmus test for Eric Hollow's Oak Creek Knights, and same thing for Kevin Bavery, who is actually, we'll talk after the national anthem here coming up on Zaleski Sports. More about it. Back here on Zaleski Sports, Elijah Vankstalata alongside Matt Peck with you here tonight. We've got really great showdown tonight between the visiting Middleton Cardinals, who are 2-5, coached by Kevin Bavery. The starting lineups for them: number 2, Jackson Guerrero; number 3, Riley Kahn; number 11, Drew Cooney; number 24, Brennan Maurer; and number 33, Wisconsin commit Greg Guard product, Will Garlock, who I talked with. Me and Matt Peck talked with Kevin Bavery before the game. He said this is obviously his first game back. We confirmed that with him, and he'll be on a minutes restriction tonight with playing only 18 points. But expect him to still be a factor tonight for Coach
There he is.
Mabry's Cardinals. It's no surprise, though. Cautious. He's been practicing the last 3 to 4 weeks, Coach Mabry tells me, and everything's looking good. His first game of the season out after a leg injury, and he'll get a good run here for 18 minutes. But I also talked with Coach Eric Hollow before the game. They are 6-1 on the season in the Southeast Conference, 2-1 in conference, with their only loss coming to the Franklin Sabres. One of the biggest starts for Oak Creek in kind of years. I mean, this has kind of been a really great start for their season. Cam Davis, number 3, starting. Number 11, Jaquan Turner, the freshman phenom. Number 13, senior captain Michael Busateri. Number 20, Noah Daniel starting, and to round it out for the Oak Creek Knights, number 22, Tyson Bush for Eric Hollow's starting lineup. So for some keys to win for Eric Hollow's team, he said, I just got to be able to stop the big man Will Garlick on Middleton. You know, you got a 6'10" guy on your team. That's nothing to mess with. Right, Matt Peck? What do you got?
That's the thing we saw Oak Creek struggle with, especially against Franklin a couple weeks ago with Ben Vergis in the paint. They kind of struggled with him, and that's kind of what got Franklin back in the game, and later on in overtime won the game. So if Oak Creek can contain the big men, I like their chances today. Will Garlock, obviously, the guy that you got to put out there, and just look at him out there. But when I look at players to watch, obviously for Middleton, I'm going to say Will Garlock today, but for Oak Creek, it's Jaquan Turner. Even though he's just a freshman, he's just shown a lot to start the year. In the 2028 class, he's putting a statement up to be one of the top 5 players in the top 20 in the 2025 class. So it's going to be exciting to see him come the next couple of years. He's only in year 1 here at Oak Creek High School.
Turner averaging 12 points per game. Cam Davis averaging 13. Keep in mind, Middleton missing their star point guard Marcus Walker tonight.
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting one here. Under radar game in the state probably.
Not too many games around the state tonight, but still keeping things flowing as Middleton wins the tip-off and they'll control the tap. Khan going to try to lob it down in the paint. Look at the size Garlock has on everybody. Left wing 3 to start it off the front rim. No good. Rebound by Busateri. And right away, Oak Creek, Eric Hollow bringing the double team to Will Garlock.
And that was a good possession there from Oak Creek to defend Garlock with the double team right off the bat.
And Oak Creek going a little 5 out to start on offense. Swinging the rock around, Cam Davis in the paint, the leading scorer for the Knights with 13 points. Another captain for Eric Hollow's squad.
Cam David's been a pretty good product as well for this Oak Creek Knights squad this year. Obviously, you said the leading scorer, so I'm expecting him to get the ball a lot of touches tonight as well.
Noah Daniel, good pump fake drive. And Noah Daniel, I'll tell you what, he's only a junior, and he's got some really good flashy speed as a lid on the rim that time on the Tyson Bush 3. Tyson Bush, one of the premier three-point shooters, I would think, arguably the best, has a good spin cycle that time in the paint for Drew Cooney to get the scoring started tonight from Oak Creek High School.
Good possession by Middleton that time. They went right off the bat and was able to get a basket. They didn't use the size right away, but they went to Cooney instead.
Busateri, good penetration from Cooney on as Busateri was trying to give it to Jaquan Turner in the paint. Gonna swing the rock around again. Oak Creek really taking their time right now, moving the ball around. They've averaged a lot of points so far this season. As another turnover right there, going to go right back to Middleton. Middleton looking to push the pace a little bit. Garlock, look at that size in the paint.
Here he goes. Let's see him.
Oh, what a move, and the finish, but stepped out of bounds.
Oh.
That would have been a welcome back move right there for Wisconsin commit Will Garlock.
Yeah, early on he tried. You could tell right there, he's like, you know what, I want to go. And
tell you what,
try to use his size that time.
As Wisconsin fans, we're going to be really excited to watch him play for Greg Gard the next couple of years.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you get one of those guys that come from the state and you're like, oh, look at him. Kind of like Kamari McGee with St. Cat's as well. Such a rising star over there as well.
Busateri with the mid-range is pure.
Good shot that time by Busateri, able to take the open shot. Just go with it. When you got the shot open, just take it. Busateri, pretty good mid-range shooter as well.
Michael Busateri only averaging about 5.8 points per game as Oak Creek forcing the turnover. Jaquan Turner looking to push the pace. He's got some speed, and the finish for Jaquan Turner. Looking to move fast in transition.
Like Elijah said before the game, most of you logging in probably see Middleton's record. Don't be fooled by the record. They're still a really, really good team. Been missing a couple of players to start the year. And they played some tough competition as well.
Seeing another star, like I said again, in Marquise Walker. Another steal that time. Cherry pick that time from Noah Daniel, and they got numbers. They're going to slow it down, though. He had to pick up his dribble. Tyson Bush, one of the best three-point shooters in the state, can't get that one to go off the front rim.
From Wirecast, that looked like that was a swish.
What a find. Garlock in the paint, and he's going to go up easily on Cam Davids. This is going to be a tough assignment for Cam Davids tonight with Will Garlock, his first points of the 2024-25 season.
Yeah, so get that right off your belt really early for Garlock. Just get those first points of your senior season before he heads to Madison next year. Just a little bit east of Middleton. He's not going that far. Probably could still go home every weekend. Not during basketball season.
Teammates with one of the other guys we had on last weekend, Zach Kinzinger.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
As Noah Daniel tees up a three. Nothing but air that time for Noah Daniel. Maybe someone tipped it, but could have been a bad look. Trying to set the tone now.
Let's see how this matchup goes.
Yep. Three-point shot on the left wing is off the mark that time from Jackson Guerrero. No fouls so far through the first 4 minutes. We're evened up at 4. Pretty solid game to start.
Overall, Oak Creek is doing a better job early on. I thought Garlock was going to come out with a lot of points. Like, if they wouldn't have been able to defend him, obviously they're doing a pretty good job early on defending him. Obviously, like you said, put the double team on him.
Jaquan Turner, nice mid-range, silky smooth jumper right there. Quick 4 points for the freshman phenom. Oh, Garlock doing that really well. What a move, and one from Will Garlock, saying it with his chest. And that's why he's going to Madison next year. You just see him. He knows what to do in the paint. He's kind of like Jokic in the paint, essentially, but got more thinner speed that time. He's faster, and he can really flash you in the paint at any time.
Yeah, so, you got Garlock shooting one now at the line. I just have a feeling if Middleton wins today, he's the guy. Obviously, he can only play 18 minutes, but that's probably the guy you're going to have stuffing the microphone in the face. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it that way. But he gets to be in the house. Well, Kinzinger was in the house, and possibly Garlock could be today, depending on his performance.
Possibly get 2 Wisconsin commits in the house.
Yeah, in a week, just like that.
Way too early. Way too early.
Way too early. But, just a thought to think.
Free throw off the mark for Will Garlock. He's got 4 of the 6 points for Middleton so far. Jaquan Turner, another mid-range jumper off the front rim, trying to get himself going even more, feeling himself out. Garlock going to control it from the point. See, this is what I said. His play style's kind of like Jokic.
Yeah.
He could play the point, too, and kind of lead this team up the floor, as it's going to be an easy mid-range jumper that time. Offensive rebound stepped out of bounds that time from Will Garlock. Level at 6, 13-35.
Look, just looking across the scoreboard, even from a year ago, the Oak Creek Knights team, obviously last year was their first year under Eric Hollow, but this year, obviously, a 6-1 start.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I know. I mean, obviously that Franklin loss was probably painful because of how you had probably about a 20-point lead in the game, but you still are 6-1. You still beat some good quality teams around them. You got Muskego, who's a little bit down this year, but still you got to win the game and play a good game against them and still win the game. So obviously Oak Creek starting out pretty well, and beat Catholic Memorial as well.
That time Middleton looking to go fast on the corners, driving in the paint. Good find that time. Blocked by Jaquan Turner, but a foul called.
That was close.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't tell. We're obviously way on top of the gym. A couple rows above people as some of the bleachers are put in, but we climbed up here. But couldn't tell from here if he got all ball, but, probably the best call from our angle. I would say it was probably a good foul call.
First free throw is good. I don't have a name with number 5 in my scorebook, so I'm going to look on Prep Hoops Wisconsin and try to find it now.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the last game the girls won. These two play each other in girls basketball. I'm not sure on the final score, but the girls, Oak Creek girls, won the last game. I think it was by like 15 or something like that. So Middleton looking to go home with a split. Let's just say it that way. Oak Creek looking to go home with the sweep of the non-conference clash.
Took a coach bus on the way here, not too far of a drive.
I said stop at my residence. I don't live that far from here.
Only live a couple miles away. Franklin, Wisconsin, both
of us. You asked me. I always look up once in a while for fun. I said, do I live technically closer to Franklin High School or Oak Creek? It's like dead center, I swear.
Left corner 3 off the mark that time for Riley Kahn. And Jaquan Turner, look at that double team on him. Trying to flash a pass in the paint. Michael Bruce-Terry trying to make his case that it was tipped off of Middleton, but it's going to go right back to
I mean, there was not much he could do that time. He had everybody in his face. He just kind of had plus nobody was near him, so he kind of had to just look around. They're going to change
the call now. It's going to stick with the Knights. I guess Michael Bruce-Terry's case worked. Tyson Bush going to inbound it now to Noah Daniel.
The ref probably got help there and said, hey. And maybe the other ref said, hey, I saw a tip. Meanwhile, stolen by Middleton on the other side.
The guy that made the free throws on the other end was Andrew Quaston. He's in with a couple of guys right now for the Middleton Cardinals. He got 2 points, 2-point lead for Middleton. Good defense that time, staying like a brick wall for Cam Davids. We've seen that a lot. I've watched Oak Creek a couple of times on Fan Huddle this year. Cam Davids liking to take the charges like a guy at Wisconsin that we know by Brad Davidson a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. How could you forget about Brad?
I mean, people were getting mad on other Big Ten teams because he's a charge master.
That's part of his game. You got to deal with it. Oh, and the steal.
Going to turn it over again, and they're look to go fast. Caston, 2 points, going to bounce it off a kickball off of the feet of Michael Busateri. Going to stick with the Middleton Cardinals. They're going to take a timeout here. Full timeout. 8-6, Middleton leads on number 22, Oak Creek. More high school basketball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, Elijah Minksla alongside Matt Peck. Almost halfway through the first half. Not a high-scoring game. A lot of sloppy turnovers here. 11:29 left here to go in the first half. 8-6, Middleton leads on Oak Creek. Matt Peck, what do you like to see from Middleton so far early on tonight?
You got to utilize Garlock. I know he's being double-teamed, but you're welcoming him back. You got to get him back in the game.
And well, once again, though, we talked with Kevin Baber. He's on an 18 minutes restriction tonight, so he won't play a ton of minutes, but he'll get in some more action. Played about 5 minutes to start the game. He'll probably come in about 3 to 4 minutes before the first half, get the team going even more.
I mean, he's on the bench now, so I just looked over that. I didn't realize he was on the bench right now.
Oak Creek in a turnover again. That's been the story of the first half so far for the Knights, turning the ball over a lot. Soppy, and that's a travel.
Yeah.
Pump faked, and he kept the ball when he came down with it. That time trying to shoot it was Jackson Guerrero. But this Middleton team, they're in a tough Big 8 conference. You got teams like Verona, Sun Prairie East. The transfer Chris Davis Jr. going from rival to rival, from Sun Prairie West to Sun Prairie East.
That's not one conference a lot of people talk about, but that conference is brutal this year, especially.
Tell you what, Verona's something, though. They're 6-0 in conference right now, and their only losses came to
our
Milwaukee Academy of Science, and we had that on Zaleski Sports. But MAS is a good team. Caston, what a bounce pass. Yeah, can't get the roll that time, though, from Grimes, and there's a lid on the rim right now. Oh, what a move by
Just wasn't the best possession for Middleton right there. I didn't like that kind of like, just wasn't the best shot selection.
Deep three off the front rim, no good. Gave him a lot of space, and he made him kind of pay with it. He's going to tip it out of bounds. Ball's going to stick with the Cardinals. Not too much action going on in this first half, though. I talked pregame with Kevin Bavery, the coach of Middleton, and he said this game, this isn't a team they're really familiar with. They travel a lot. This is probably one of their farthest traveled games, probably about an hour and a half drive from here. Maybe less.
I would say like they're just on the west side of Madison, so right around there, yeah.
Got some family members that live there. As a three is true that time. Jackson Guerrero gets the scoring started for him. Quick 3 points for him.
It's crazy how many Madison teams we might even see on this year. Obviously, we had Verona on the network in the Milwaukee area. Then now we have Middleton today. I mean, Wanakee comes down, there might be a chance we might have them on as well. They're playing pretty good basketball over there as well.
Man, Garlock doesn't even have to jump for the rebound, but Middleton looking to go fast, have numbers. Good spin move into Garlock. Double team. Jaquan Turner doing a good job keeping his hands off. With a 6'10 frame of Will Garlock, doesn't matter. He's up to 6 points now on the night.
That's what Middleton needs to keep doing. As long as Garlock's in the game, obviously he's on a minute restriction, but got to keep feeding him down there because he's got majority of size over anybody on that court right now. And if you're Middleton, that's kind of a key to success right there.
Middleton on a 5-0 run coming out of that timeout. Oak Creek not finding anything going on offense so far.
Yeah, because Oak Creek's a pretty good basketball team this year, but the thing they lack right now is size. If they had the size, I mean, they would be.
And that's the same
They'd be
issue
hard to beat in this area
right now. Turning it over Bryce Budney, and they're going to get a wide open look for 3 on Middleton. No good. Garlock can't secure the rebound, and a break that time would have been an 8-0 run if that one could have went down that time. So a 7-point lead, the biggest of the night so far for Middleton. 3-point shot. Budney, there you go. Bryce Budney gets his first triple of the night.
That was picture perfect.
Yep.
Pass and shot. Good possession that time from the Knights.
Think about this for Kevin Bavery's team, though. They started 0-5 on the year, won their last 2. You got to feel like they're trying to get into the rhythm here.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't played their last game in about 13 days, though.
I mean,
right before Christmas, as you're going to get another good wide open look for 3. Can't go. Well, they're really leaving him wide open so far in this first half. Owen Ostring. That time with the jumper. Oak Creek looking to push the pace now. Jaquan Turner, a free throw jumper off the mark. A little too strong that time. Try to go over that 7'4" wingspan of Will Garlock.
You know, we saw Kevin Pittman at West Dallas Central a couple weeks ago at Dominican. We thought he was tall.
Oh, yeah.
We got somebody that's even taller on the court now.
Probably around the same, but, I mean, Will Garlock as another 3-point shot is up, and Oak Creek's got to guard the 3 ball. The 3s are falling right now for Middleton. Drew Cooney.
Oak Creek kind of in a tough situation now
points.
because they're worried about Garlock. Obviously, they got to put double team on him, but now the Middleton started to hit their 3s, and now they got to worry about the 3-point line as well. So, but they just got to keep scoring back.
Looking to go 2 for 2, and that one is pure
right
for
there.
Bryce Budney.
Oak Creek could force a couple defensive stops and make a couple 2s and 3s down there. They could stay in this game.
2 for 2 from deep so far, but another good look for Middleton. No good.
Right there.
Jackson Guerrero couldn't get that one to go. He's up to 3 points. Had 1 triple already in the night. Oak Creek looking to cut the deficit even more. Cam David spreading it around. Michael Busateri tees up the triple. That one's no good. And Coach Kevin Bavery going to call timeout with 7:25. Scoring starting to get going. 16-12. Middleton leads on Oak Creek. More high school basketball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Back on Zaleski Sports, 16-12. Middleton leads on Oak Creek with 7:25 left to go. Elijah Vincelada alongside Matt Peck with you here tonight. First broadcast of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us for our first broadcast in the Milwaukee area on Zaleski Sports in the 2025. Going to get started off with a bang. As looking to go fast that time is Guerrero. Out of the timeout. First 7 minutes, not a lot of scoring, but after that timeout from Oak Creek, they really started to set the pace. Middleton especially, getting the 3s starting to fall.
I mean, I got a big score update here. Obviously, it's actually a Saturday afternoon score update. Homestead defeated Arrowhead 72-65. Wow. And it sounded like Homestead needed a second half run just to beat Arrowhead. So, obviously, I think Arrowhead started to get back in the groove of things a little bit.
I feel like Arrowhead, not quite a state-level team yet this year,
I mean,
but
they've lost a lot of pieces over there.
They're still a very streaky team. They got a really great coaching, Eric Haas over there. Or what was his name again? Was it Eric Haas?
Craig Haas.
That's the Brewers player, right? Eric Haas.
I was like, where do I know that name from, too? I'm like, wait a minute. He used to play. He plays catcher.
Kind of caught myself right there, too. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
He plays catcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. I said, I kind of thought about that at first.
We've covered him so many times, too, this year, and how could I forget? We had him on last week. Oak Creek just turning the ball over left and right. That's been the story. And Guerrero's going to get another wide open look from the left corner. Oh my goodness. What was that shot that time as Davis looking to go fast, and that's what he does best, saying it with his chest in the and one.
Well, that time, especially that last shot going back to Middleton, it was just an unlucky shot. It must have hit the basketball on the wrong side of the backboard.
Maybe just not the right angle?
Yeah,
that one was way off.
That could be the case, yes.
First points of the night for Cam Davids. Senior captain averaging 13 points per game, leading the team scoring. You know, that's the thing about Oak Creek. Their leading scorer only averages 13 points, but that's a good thing in a way because you got a couple of guys that can really score the ball on any given night. It's kind of like the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team this year. Any guy at any given night can score at a high pace, whether it's Jaquan Turner, Michael Busateri, Cam Davids. They just like to spread it around. Checking in for the Oak Creek Knights, by the way, is Joey Carini.
I don't know what it is with these SEC teams playing Madison area schools. Today, Indian Trails playing Richland Center, which is a little bit west of Madison.
Big 8 versus Southeast Challenge?
Yeah, seems like it. And then you have, what's the other one again? Franklin played Oregon the other day, which is not in the same, I don't think, same conference as Middleton, but just talking about Madison Metropolitan. Richland Center is kind of west of Madison. I wouldn't say it's really in the Madison area. But then now you got today Oak Creek playing Middleton.
Yeah, I tell you what, Indian Trails played a lot of teams around the state so far this year.
They've been all over the place.
I wonder if Rob Van Dyke knows a lot of these guys and wants to get his team in. Not as good as they were last year with MJ Stackhouse, but just got to get a tough break. Guerrero's going to get another wide open 3. Still can't tee that one up. They're really just leaving him open so far. And a travel that time by Bryce Brudney. Good defense right there from Josh Tice and Riley Kahn that time on the double team on the front court.
I'll say this, though. Looking at Rob Van Dyke especially, he knows Zaleski sports. I got to give him that.
Mm-hmm.
He came up, he goes, oh, I know who you guys are. He's from Kaukauna, so that kind of made sense right there.
Good find in the paint. And the finish that time for Drew Cooney. Drew Cooney leading the way scoring with 7 points for Middleton. 6-point lead for Middleton. They've kind of been in cruise control as happy feet once again for Bryce Budney. That's back-to-back possessions now. And that's got to be – Oak Creek's had several turnovers so far today. That's been the reason why they've been down early on.
That's a concern when I'm talking about Oak Creek, like, wanting to have a chance to, like, come out on top tonight. They cannot keep turning the ball over like that. And you're just giving – and if Middleton scores off of it, you're just giving them free points. You're down by 6 now, and you come off back-to-back turnovers. So you got to clean that up if you're Oak Creek.
In the paint, trying to kick it outside. See right here on the mid-range jumper. Oh, gonna go back court.
Pick it up.
Gonna be backcourt violation on the pass that time. A little bit too much juice on the pass that time from number 5, Caston.
Put some baseball fastball speed on that.
How about them Rockies? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
just
gosh.
kidding. It's all right. I got to coach the Bruins next week in basketball. I'm making my rec.
That's what they're
rec
called?
head coaching. Yep, that's what our team is called. I'm coaching a rec basketball team on Saturday mornings.
What are they, the Boston Bruins?
Nah, I think it's college team, like based UCLA. Joey
Oh,
Carini
yeah.
left corner for 3, no good. One of the streaky shooters off the bench for Eric Hollow's Knights.
Joey Carini's father owns the famous DiCarlo right down the street. Frank Carini, who's also, I think, the school board president in Oak Creek.
Let's get him
Still
as a
is?
sponsor.
Yeah, still is? I'm not sure if he's – I think he still is, yeah.
In the paint again. Oh, good move and a bounce pass outside. Middleton doing a really good job finding the open man, spreading it around the world. A 3-point shot almost bounces in, but an offensive board that time by Luke Sheehan, and they're going to move it around and out of bounds again. Oak Creek going to get the ball. I think Oak Creek's been getting a lot of breaks tonight. Middleton's been getting a lot of good open looks. This lead could be a lot more right now, but luckily for Oak Creek, it's only 6 as Will Garlock checks back in. Keep in mind, I'm going to remind you guys once again, 18 minutes restriction by Coach Kevin Bavery for Will Garlock tonight in his season debut tonight.
Let us know if you're counting at home. I'm kidding. You'd probably be more so if you were living in the Middleton area.
And a carry that time. That's the 3rd time in a row Bryce Budney has traveled in the first half, and I think Coach Hollow recognizes that, and he's going to check him out of the game. Try to get him refocused as he's going to put Tyson Bush right back in for him.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of frustrations with him. With how he kind of like looking that way, you know. That's any coach, though. If you've got a lot of turnovers in a row, you kind of like say, hey, come on, guys. We got to clean it up out here now.
Turnovers have been the story of the first half for the Knights. That's why they trail by 6. Luckily enough for them. Oh.
Wow, that's what you got to do.
Communication that time, but good defense from Cam Davids on Will Garlock. Noah Daniel hasn't scored yet tonight. Dan Franklin, the 4th for 3, no good.
Middleton going fast. I like that.
Very low-scoring game here tonight so far. We haven't really seen that much so far this season. As Jaquan Turner getting the steal. Look at the streaky freshman with the jam.
No, that's not what you do there. I'm telling you that right now.
He tried to put a showtime right there, but yeah, you got to go for the layup if you want to get it here. And
not when you're losing. Don't do that.
Good look in the paint, and Middleton's going to make them pay and make the lead right back up to 8. Could have been a 4-point swing right there. That's what they say on NBA broadcasts. Should have just went up for the layup, Jaquan Turner that time, and Middleton making him pay Drew Cooney once again. Feeling himself tonight with 9.
I get it. If I was on the court, I'd probably want to do the same thing, but not for that situation.
If you're winning by a good amount, I would try it, but not when you're losing. You got to try to get the gains back.
You also shouldn't do it when you're up by 60 either, because then the other team feels disrespected about that.
We saw that last year with St. Thomas More and Dominican.
Yeah, they were up by a good 20 points, and they did it. Even Coach Tony Main, I remember, he's like, don't do it, and there he goes and does it. That's kind of been a rivalry game the last few years over there in the Metro Classic and Dominican St. Cat's as well. So I can see how those things kind of get fun and heated like that.
Jaquan Turner trying to work on Garlock, and that's just great defense right there from Garlock, just standing there, and a good tip out of bounds by Tips. They'll stick with Middleton or Oak Creek. Oak Creek hasn't scored the last couple minutes. They got to kind of set the pace here and try to score without forcing any turnovers. Jaquan Turner, left corner 3 off the mark. He gets his offensive rebound. He's going to drive in and try to put it back up, and he's got a lid on the rim looking for the foul call. Oak Creek's really just got a lid on the rim as Garlock going fast in transition. Good poke out of bounds that time. That saved the bucket. Easy bucket in transition right there. Good job getting back on defense by Jaquan Turner. Kevin Bavery's got to be pleased with what he's seen so far from Middleton, a team that hasn't really had a really big signature win. This would be a big one if they could get it against a 6-1 Oak Creek team. Driving in the paint with the floater, no good. Garlock with the rebound, too easy, and 1. 10-point lead for Middleton.
You know, I look at Oak Creek's schedule coming up like next week. Obviously, I didn't see what they have, but obviously I saw next Friday it's Case at home. And the thing with Oak Creek and Case has kind of been a struggle for Oak Creek the last couple of years. They beat them a couple of years ago, but last year they obviously fell to them in the playoffs. I think they fell to Case 3 times last year. So, but Case a little bit has shown a little bit of weaknesses to me this year.
I don't think they're as good this year as last year, though. I mean, they lost a really good start in Tamari and Brumby.
Yeah, so I mean, Oak Creek can definitely beat them, but it's going to be a good game between those two because I still think Case is still a pretty good team for the area. I mean, obviously, I think the team to beat right now in the conference is Racine Park, definitely. Racine Park, one of those teams we'll probably see them on coming up
soon.
Probably the February. Yeah, we're going to do the SEC
week.
The SEC week. We got the
rivalry week.
Yeah, in February we got Park versus Case on a Thursday night, and then Friday we got Franklin versus Oak Creek at Franklin. It's the girls and boys game for Franklin and Oak Creek. It's the final game ever between the two in the Southeast Conference. So we'll definitely have that one. Oh, here we go.
Good steal right there. Guerrero going to go fast. And turnovers for Oak Creek, but Middleton really making them pay tonight.
This game's getting out of hand, and you got to do something here on offense if you're Oak Creek.
There you go. Cam Davis getting a quick bucket on the other end. They got to get him going, only up to 4 points. Got to string some defensive stops if you're Oak Creek now. You got to cut into the deficit, down by 11.
Now you got to keep forcing defensive stops here. Like, play good defense.
Oh, yeah, that's an offensive foul. Elbow that time.
He's down.
Yeah, that might be a bloody nose.
That had to hurt. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, a little elbow that time was Ostrang.
That definitely hurt. When you get plunked in the nose like that, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't.
No.
It's not like, oh, that's all.
You get that feeling of a bloody nose right away, too, right as you get hit. And you got to come out immediately if that happens. Get that checked out for a bit. Oak Creek trying to cut the deficit here. If I were Oak Creek, try to keep it within single digits into the half. But this has just been great defense from Middleton tonight. Jaquan Turner, fast and smooth.
That's what you need to do.
In the paint. Getting a bucket to go. His first bucket in a while. 6 points for the freshman. On the other end, can't get that one to go. Oak Creek looking to go on an even faster run now. 4-0 quick run. Noah Daniel still has yet to score. Good defense. That time from Guerrero and Maurer that time on the fast break. But Oak Creek is trying to try to get into the groove on the offensive end now. We're down by as much as 13, cutting it down to 9. Like I said, they got to keep it within single digits heading into the half to stay in this one.
Definitely a good goal, yes, because you start talking about going down double digits, this Middleton team is definitely a little bit better.
Another turnover for Oak Creek. That's got to be 11 turnovers from that first half for Oak Creek.
That's absolutely what you cannot do right there. You can't inbound a pass and then throw it out of bounds again.
Garlock going to check out. Likely going to be the end of his first half.
Yeah, they want to save him for the second half, just in case, obviously the game gets close and they need to put him back in there. Can't use up all his minutes in the first half when you're under restriction like that.
I'll tell you what, Oak Creek's next 2 games after this. They got Racine Park on the road next week. Casey Robbins, the conference favorites in my opinion this season. Yeah. And then they they come back home next Friday and take on Racine Case.
So you got Racine's next week.
Yep. And Eric Hollow faces his former team after that. St. Augustine Prep. They haven't been terrible. Middleton almost looking for a travel right there on Noah Daniels. Going to kick it out. Tyson Bush has yet to get going. He needs to get that one to fall. Can't that time, though. And, almost saves it out of bounds. Into the stands right there goes Riley Kahn. Good effort to try to keep the ball in bounds, but it's going to go right back to the Knights. 27-18. Middleton leads on number 22, Oak Creek. Our Zaleski Sports VIP rankings, you can see where each team stands in the top 25 in each of the 5 divisions, boys and girls, seed score-wise. Oak Creek turning it over again. And Middleton looking to make it pay for them. Ball's going to go back to Oak Creek.
Yeah, I mean,
it might have stepped out of bounds again. That's a couple times now Middleton stepped out of bounds. But Middleton really hasn't run away with this game yet, obviously. Oak Creek really still hanging in there. But a bucket here right before the half will be huge for the Knights. Try to keep that momentum going. Last couple minutes on a 4-0 run. We're down by as much as 13. Trying to cut the deficit even more. Good idea to swing the ball moving here. No shot clock. Jaquan Turner driving, and he gets fouled that time on the reach from Sheehan.
Yeah. Cold day outside. Nice day here in the gym. 2 non-conference teams that, just driving down 94 to play each other. Can't script it any better here. Obviously, both schools, I'm not sure if Middleton's back in, but obviously you're done with winter break now. Now it starts the full throttle basketball season for the final stretch till the playoffs. And the playoffs start a little bit later this year. I think about a week later, actually, for both boys and girls.
About the 35% mark of the season as Tyson Bush knocks down the 3, and that's a huge one at the buzzer. Tyson Bush, they're going to need him to get going in that second half. The best 3-point shooter on this Oak Creek Knights team, arguably. What was a 13-point lead for Middleton has gone down to 6 at the half. But Middleton, this has been a defensive showdown, ladies and gentlemen, 27-21. The Middleton Cardinals lead on the 22-ranked Oak Creek Knights. 10 minutes until the second half. We'll take a couple-minute game break and come back with scores more after this on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
At Fleet Farm, we're all about your everyday, but not just any old day. Here, every day's opening day. Every day's a school day. every day's a monster day. And every day is too short. Whatever makes your day, Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Right
back here on Zaleski Sports. 6.5 minutes left to go in the halftime period. 27-21. Not a lot of scoring so far tonight here on Zaleski Sports between the 22nd ranked Oak Creek Knights taking on the visiting Middleton, two teams, Big 8 Conference and the SEC Challenge tonight. It's been a lot of low-scoring affairs here tonight. Tonight's game, we're going to remind you, a sponsor. Tonight's game is sponsored by Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm's layaway program is here to help you make this year's holiday shopping easier than ever. Learn more about Fleet Farm's layaway program. Visit any store or head to fleetfarm.com.
Here, I want to talk about something once. I got the camera on it right now. So lots of people might know about this statewide, but I'll zoom in on the streak right now. But obviously Oak Creek girls basketball played before this, but just think about this. You're looking at this and you're reading this right. Oak Creek did not lose a single Southeast Conference game between the year of 2012 and 2023. 11 years they failed to lose a conference game. That's quite a streak. I mean, that had to have been a record in the state. I got to feel like it was. That was Steve Lucknick. We'll see him on the network later this year against Franklin. So in about a month or two, we'll have the Oak Creek girls on and the Franklin girls as well. So
the favorites still to win conference this year.
The banner girls was here, and I think the streak was snapped by the rival Franklin as well.
I think we were at that game too.
Back when we used to go here, yes, I think that streak was spanned. Yep. All right. So,
but scoring real quick.
Oh, yeah, go through scoring.
Yep. Middleton, 27 points in the first half. They've had a really good first half going. Jackson Guerrero with 6 points, 9 points for Drew Cooney, 9 points for Will Garlock, the Wisconsin commit on a minutes restriction tonight. Keep in mind one of the stars for Middleton, Marcus Walker, out tonight with an injury. Coach Kevin Bavery didn't disclose what injury it was. If anyone from Middleton has it, feel free to put that in the comments. But for the Oak Creek Knights, turnovers in that first half. Nothing really going for them in that first half, but got to like the attack from Kevin Bavery's team. Eric Hollow trying to probably work the schemes here. Down by as much as 13 in that first half, but the Knights going on a 7-0 run, big one to close out the half with a big three-point shot at the buzzer from Tyson Bush to cut within the gap. The lead is doable. It looked like at one point Middleton was going to run away with it, but Oak Creek has done a great job to keep themselves paced into this game. Scores for Oak Creek, though, Cam Davids with 4 points, Jaquan Turner with 6, Michael Busateri with 2, Tyson Bush with 3, and Bryce Budney with 6. So 4 minutes left to go in the halftime period. We'll take another game break here. Start of the second half after this on Zaleski Sports.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com. Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Back here on Zaleski Sports. About to begin the start of the second half here between the Middleton Cardinals, who lead 27-21 on number 22 ranked Oak Creek via our Zaleski Sports VIP poll.
That's computer-based, by the way, with the seed score, so it's not like coaches poll based. It's based on what the computer says. Like it's all related to the WIAA seeding formula, which you got to ask Mike Wendland and Jason Zaleski what that is, because that seeding formula is so confusing to me.
Well, that's why we got to give them credit for that. They put all the hard work in.
I know.
Let all these guys figure out where their team stands if the season were to end now.
Definitely. I mean, that's a lot of time and effort. I mean, just to make our highlight house videos, Mike told me it takes them almost an hour.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have 12 games a night. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of hard work done in the Stevens Point office over there.
A lot of hard-working effort. As we begin the second half, Oak Creek going to start off with the ball. They lost the tip, so they get the start of possession in the second half. Had a 7-0 run going into the half, trailed by as much as 13, but they have kind of closed the gap, and late foul call that time. Looked like it was almost a clean steal that time. Mr. Quan Turner was looking to go up, but a foul that time by Riley Kahn.
One thing I want to see from both these teams in the second half is less turnovers. I mean, my goodness.
Especially with Oak Creek.
I mean, Middleton's had some too, even. It's like
I think Oak Creek's had over 10, though.
Oh, yeah.
They've still had more. And there's another one right there.
Goodness,
That's not how you want to start off the second half. Good block that time by Davids, but a foul call.
Oh.
Back-to-back controversial calls on both ends to start the second half. Looked pretty clean to me. And that steal on the other end with Middleton looked pretty clean as well. But this time, Kahn going to be able to draw the foul and go to the line. 2 fouls on Cam Davids. First free throw is good from Kahn. His first point of the night.
You talking about Kahn Knuppel?
No. Who's that, by the way? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I had never heard of him.
Tell you what, his brother's going to be something special. We're going to have him on a lot this next couple seasons. I think that's the plan for next week as well.
Yeah,
to go to Wisconsin Lutheran
against West Dallas Central.
And then early on in the week, we're going to try to get Kettle Moraine versus McWanago in a Classic H showdown. Oak Creek moving the ball around pretty well. Tyson Bush spreading it.
Ooh, almost stolen again.
Pickpocketed.
Oak Creek did a good job keeping the ball on their side this time, though, so far.
Got to keep the scoreboard moving if you're Oak Creek right now. And there's almost another steal that time. Good recovery. And the shot gets blocked by Garlock that time. Starting the second half, keep in mind, once again, it's 18 minutes restriction tonight for Will Garlock. One of the superstars, ranked 5th by Prep Hoops Wisconsin, rankings by Mark Miller. 5th in the 2025 class. He'll be teammates with Zach Kinzinger next year. Oh, good find in the paint.
That's what Middleton needs to do. That's what they need to do. They obviously have the height advantage with one guy, especially. They need to keep doing that.
11 points for Will. And they've been forcing a lot of deflections and turnovers. Tyson Bush trying to get himself going again. Had a 3 before the half. Couldn't get that one to go. Trying to kick it off the knees. And Middleton looking to go fast again. Right corner on the drive. Euro step. Good move. And just stolen away that time. Knocked away and stolen by Noah Daniel. Trying to draw the foul on the other end and gets the and one. And what did I say early on? Noah Daniel, I tell you what, when he can go fast in transition, he is like the Flash. He can get down the court in a heartbeat, and he did it right there and makes Middleton pay on the run.
Definitely, and now he gets to shoot one, so he can get him back down to a 7-point game here.
And one of the leading scorers for this night's team as well. This is only his first points of the night. Very important to get him going in the second half if the Knights want to come back and win this one. And one free throw is good. Completes the 3-point play. 4-3 run to start the second half for Middleton. Oak Creek bringing a double team at half court. Struggling to look around. Good defense by Oak Creek on the penetration that time. Cam Davids can't finish over the 6'10" frame of Will Garlick. And Middleton looking to go right back at him again. Oak Creek really playing tight defense, trapping almost everything. Good trap that time. Garlock with the flush. It's like he almost doesn't even have to dunk. Reminds me of a guy like Zach Edey, one of the premier college players and now NBA players.
I'm not going to lie, Zach Edey, I couldn't stand that guy.
I don't mind him right now. I mean, in the NBA, he's still pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, in the NBA, he doesn't bother me because I hardly ever get to see him.
Another turnover for Oak Creek, and you just see Eric Holla putting his hands on his face. He can't believe it right now. The turnovers are not being cleaned up by the Knights right now.
I mean, just one of those things. I mean, they don't turn the ball over like half as many times. They're right in this game. A lot of Middleton's points are coming on turnovers.
Fine from Garlock in the paint.
Like right there, you got to finish.
But another offensive opportunity on the offensive rebound, and almost a foul right there. Cam Davis almost can't get that one to go.
I mean, that's
Tyson
twice
Bush on the drive, a high floater, no good. Garlock, he doesn't have to jump. He can just put his hand up and contest that one like it's nothing. Riley Kahn, gonna take it from the top. Eric Holla telling Jaquan Turner to bring the pressure. Oak Creek done a pretty decent job pressuring. Foul that time on the block from Michael Busateri.
So just looking through the sectionals, obviously don't have them up on my phone, but I kind of got them familiarized. Obviously Middleton in that Medicine sectional, but
is Kettle Moraine in that one too?
I think so. But in terms of talking about both these teams, especially come sectional time, both these teams need to work on scoring more points because I'm telling you, especially in Oak Creek's sectional, they got Wisconsin, Lutheran,
West Dallas Central,
I mean,
West Tosha,
Franklin. You're not gonna. Well, I mean, the first two I think we said are the main threats, but you're not going to be able to beat them if you can only score 24 and 33 points, the higher teams in your sectional. And Kettle Moraine's a really good defensive team over there as well. So,
there's another turnover for Oak Creek. A foul call, though, a break that time. I thought that could have been pretty clean right there, but the foul's going to be called on Guerrero.
So you got to fix a lot of things.
Well, this Oak Creek Knights team, I think they're still a very promising team.
I mean,
the upside is there for this Knights team. Next year, they're going to bring back a lot of these starters.
The Southeast, wide open this year, I think. Obviously, Park, I think, is a favorite right now.
The next two games for Oak Creek could possibly put them as conference contenders even still.
Yeah, I mean, they got to win one of them, I got to say. At least one. If they could win both, that's huge.
Their best chance, I think, is Case.
Yeah.
But another travel that time. Oh, my goodness. Turnovers for Oak Creek.
We saw Racine Park a couple of weeks ago compete with that St. Cat's team about a month ago. That was more than a couple weeks ago. But Racine Park, compared to what they used to be, what Casey Robbins has done with that program down there, it's just incredible. And they're a really good basketball team down there.
How about the fight even Franklin put up against Racine Park, though, as going in. Oh, that's going to be goaltending. Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. Going in that time, Riley Kahn up to 4 points in the second half. Lead back up to 11 in double digits for, are they going to count it? I don't see it on the scoreboard just yet.
I'm going to keep it on there for now. I don't think it, I'm going to take it off.
I'll count the bucket right now on my scorebook for
They
now.
didn't put it on there in the gym. That's why I'm thinking.
Because I saw the ref do the.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yep, now they put it on.
Okay.
Just a late call.
I was going to say.
Looked like Jaquan Turner got to it a little bit late while it was going down. That's the rule with goaltending. Unless it's the Olympic rules where you could actually just block it any time you want, pretty much.
That's what we need in high school, right?
No.
Could you imagine?
And one that time, saying it with his chest, Cam Davids.
That's huge on the Oak Creek side of things. They got to get some points back.
Been a very quiet night for Davids, the leading scorer, up to 6 points on the night, 13 on the season on average. But Oak Creek still, you really got to clean up the turnovers.
Yeah, I mean,
they
going
really
in,
haven't cleaned it up too much in the second half so far.
Obviously, they're 2-1 in conference, and
good rebound, and can't get the putback, Jaquan Turner. Yep, you got to finish those opportunities. Could have been a 4-point play right there, but Turner can't finish. Oh, heavy pressure by Turner. Eric Hollow going with the heavy pressure defense, and Kevin Bavery recognizes it here. He'll take a 30-second timeout and try to rethink the game plan. 13-14 left to go. More high school basketball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
Coming back.
Welcome back here on Zaleski Sports, 35-26. The visiting Middleton Cardinals lead on the 22-ranked Oak Creek Knights via the Zaleski Sports poll. 13-14 left to go. Elijah Vinks-Salata alongside Matt Peck. Glad to be with you guys here. Happy New Year. First broadcast in the Milwaukee area in 2025. Oh, what a find off of the inbound and a good play out of the timeout. Ran by Middleton. Good execution, John Grimes, his first 2 points of the night. Lead back up to double digits. Very good draw play that time from Kevin Bavery, as Jaquan Turner just can't find it right now at the rim. Huh? Can't hear you. David's on the other end, gonna put it back up. Talk real quick. Oak Creek looking to push it fast. You can hear me still, right? Is it on here still? Is it on here still? All right, good. Middleton doing a really great job just putting some points right back on the board when they need them. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Another turnover for Oak Creek. Just can't catch a break with turnovers so far tonight. Ball's going to go right back to the Cardinals now. I think I can hear you again.
Yeah, my plug came out of my headset.
Yeah.
Good old me. You didn't miss much. I was just talking to myself.
12 minutes left to go in the game. 11-point advantage for Middleton. Mid-range jumper, no good that time, and another offensive rebound.
Got to get those offensive rebounds, I'm telling you. It's gonna
3-point shot on the reload, that's good. Top of the key triple for Brendan Maurer, his first three of the night. And the largest lead of the night extends for Middleton up to 14 now.
And that's where Middleton might start pulling unless Oak Creek can get a couple stops and limit the turnovers.
And Matt Peck, what is that again? Another turnover for Oak Creek.
I'm telling you, I mean,
gotta really Slow it down.
Both these teams are in a really good sectional. They're not going to be anywhere near state.
I think Middleton's done a really great job defensively tonight, though. They've forced a lot of great turnovers. That's what's had them in front. This would be the biggest win if they could get it done tonight. And you would almost figure kind of Kevin Bavery trying to work everybody in the system. Good ball movement, back-to-back triples. No good that time.
I mean, we saw this Middleton team last year on the network. We had them on at Pfizer Forum against Arrowhead.
That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game too. So they're a really good competitive team. And Oak Creek as well. We had them on a couple times last year. Obviously this year they're quite a bit better than they were last year. Definitely. Just looking at the record already and some of the ways they lost to South Milwaukee last year. They just beat South Milwaukee last week. They're beating some of the teams like probably Tulsa East later in the year. They'll probably beat.
Tell you what, right now they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat.
Yeah, which is what you're supposed to do.
Busateri gets a lot of space for three, can't finish. That was a good look that time for Busateri, can't connect. Oh, what a Euro step and the finish! Oh, he walked with it though. That would have been something right there from Riley Kahn. Oh my goodness, what a move though. That's the idea. Bavery going to give him a rest right there, but Garlock going to check in. And that's the welcoming sight you want to see on the minutes restriction. And like I said, we talk about the sectionals. Middleton especially is in. They got all the Middleton teams, or Madison teams they got to play in there as the shot's no good from Dan Franklin. You got to kind of get everybody back in the groove. Middleton, Will Garlock, he's going to probably be on a minutes restriction for the next couple of games. Hasn't played since last season.
Something crazy came in my thought. This is the first ever boys game we've ever had on featuring Oak Creek at Oak Creek High School.
Oh, yep, that's true. That's very cool that we get to have them on here. Both of us went to this high school.
Yeah, last year we were here obviously for a sectional game. It was Division III, so there was no Oak Creek involved.
We've done a basketball game before here. That experience was something with everything going on that night.
If we would have had this tall view up here, that would have been a heck of an experience. But obviously the gym was very crowded that night. There were just, when places are crowded, it kind of changes the rhythm of things.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of what we experienced that night. But you know what? The day's over with. We had a really good broadcast the Saturday after, and we went to baseball season after.
Both free throws no good from Will Garlock. Oak Creek got to kind of get the offense going right now if they want to stay in this game. Budney going to drive up. Oh, my goodness. You see the way that Will Garlock rocked the rim that time. And they were trying to signal for goaltending. Eric Hollow said that the rim, you see the way that Will Garlock punched the backboard that time. It looked like it shook the hoop. And Eric Hollow trying to make his case, saying that the shaking of the hoop could have caused that one to go in. The first one's no good from Budney. Budney in that first half, not a memorable one. Obviously, he had a couple memorable moments with the 2 triples, but he also traveled it about a couple times. Happy feet.
I've noticed a lot of missed free throws between both teams like the last couple minutes too. I hope for their sake they're not learning from Giannis.
You mean Bobby Portis?
That too.
That's mainly Bobby Portis, man. He's been doing that a lot. Garlock has some space in traffic. Gonna drive in. That's a smart move from Oak Creek. Even with the double team, he could still get up there. It's probably one of the uneventful offensive games for Oak Creek so far this year.
Yeah.
Most of their games this year, they've scored over 70 points.
That first game against Milwaukee Tenor, whatever the school was called.
Tenor Veritas, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were going to put up 100. They were on fire that game.
92-29 was the final of that opener.
Yeah, they were up 50-5 at one point in that game. That was Jaquan's first dunk in that game. You saw a lot of things. Oak Creek kind of got themselves in the rhythm, but after that they played some pretty good basketball as well.
Push that time for Busateri. He's going to get called.
And obviously today has been a little bit of a struggle with them, just mainly on the turnover aspect. And there's some baskets they haven't been able to finish, but obviously Oak Creek not out of it yet. There's still 9.5 minutes remaining, and they're only down 13.
Second foul for Busateri, 15 foul on Oak Creek. One more foul to get in the bonus. Garlock just going over everybody to get that one.
Oh, that's what you need to do.
Steal that time from Dan Franklin, just ripping it away. Oak Creek needs to go on a little bit of a run here to close the gap. 9:20 left to go in the game. Daniel Franklin, good find in the paint to David. Not enough juice on that floater. Can't get that one to go.
Yeah, I got to finish there.
And a foul on the other end by Daniel Franklin.
This is probably the last time I'm going to mention this, but people have tuned in today, they see Middleton's record and they think Middleton can't be that good. No, they've had some injuries. I mean, look at them the years past. I mean, you know, Middleton's beating a pretty good Oak Creek team right now. They're going to start seeing them play some other team.
This will be their biggest win of the year.
Yeah, but they're going to start having some wins that are going to even be bigger than this. Like they could beat Verona, for example.
I mean, you look at their schedule so far. They played Madison Memorial, Madison La Follette, Verona.
Memorial's always a
North.
tough though one.
Yep. Especially a team like Verona as well. Is Garlock going to go up again, and another foul by Daniel Franklin, and Middleton going to enter the bonus, and that's just what you want if you're Middleton, to get in the bonus very early in the second half, a little over or halfway now through the second half. Garlock, it's one of the parts of his game that he's got to work on going into Madison next year.
Yeah.
Free throws. Went 0 for 2 his last time out. Air ball.
Well, I mean,
pull to Giannis that time.
I mean, let's just say it this way: there are guys in college and the NBA that cannot make a free throw, and they still make it for other things.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, free throws you got to work on. They're huge down the stretch, but you know you.
It was 0 for 4. I mean, this is his first game back in a while, but Bryce Budney looking to pull it in transition, can't get that one to go. Oak Creek just can't buy a bucket.
I mean, like I mentioned before, there's some guys that just can't shoot free throws, like in the higher levels. Obviously, right now you're in high school. You got
Franklin. It's his third foul in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, you can't do that in a moment like this, but go back to what you were saying.
I know. I'm just talking about like the free throw aspect.
Yeah.
I'm like, now is the time to correct it. Is when you're in high school. Obviously, it's his first game back. Obviously, I don't have much knowledge on Middleton. Maybe he isn't normally a really good free throw shooter. I'm not sure.
Tell you what, for me having some experience being an assistant for an AAU basketball team before, you know, we work on free throws. At the end of the practice, it's always everybody makes a free throw until the end. But the thing is, we got to encourage everybody because everybody wants to get out there fast. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wants to end practice early, but free throws are a really big aspect to the game still. Shows in the NBA as well. Giannis went, 1 for 7 at one point in that game against the Brooklyn Nets, and they ultimately ended up losing. Oh, what a find that time on the bounce from Busateri. Oak Creek really just needs something offensively right now. The defensive stops are kind of coming right now, but they cannot buy a bucket on the offensive end. Middleton doing a lot of trapping on the defensive end, playing a little 2-3 zone. In the paint goes Daniel Franklin. Franklin, good kick out. Joey Carini, left corner 3 off the mark. And they're going to reload it out back to Busateri.
I mean, you go back to that aspect when you're talking about, like, you know, players with the AAU, and I'm kind of connected this to baseball, but I kind of use some tests to see, like, if the kids wanted to be there or not. It's like, like the kids, like, after the game, you're supposed to talk as a coach. If the kid's starting to leave and head to the car, even though you know they do that every game, then you know they don't want to be there.
Going up with it and one that time for Daniel Franklin. That's a big bucket for him.
And you talked about the aspect of leaving practice earlier and wanting to get out of practice early. I always, back when I coach youth baseball and when I do it again this summer, one thing I'm going to look at, which kid's in the car first.
Yeah.
Whoever's in the car first means they want to go home. They don't want nothing to do with the sport.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got.
I mean, every time, it never fails. You always see who's first in the car.
I get my first run as a rec league basketball coach next week for the Oak Creek rec department. Going to be the first time I head coach a team. Co-head coach, I'm going to be head coaching with somebody else, but we'll pick up with that story after this timeout. Oak Creek trying to close the gap, 10-point lead. Middleton leads, 7:34 left here to go on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Welcome back here on Zaleski Sports. 8 minutes left here to go in the game. Middleton unranked. 2-5, leading 42-32 on the 22nd ranked Oak Creek Knights. This would be the biggest win of the year if Kevin Bavery's squad can feel it out tonight. But Aricalo and the Knights try not to run away with it. They've been down as much as 14, but they're starting to press pretty hard here early. You got to be careful with the fouls, though, as there you go, and pretty good penetration, trying to force a jump ball. And Middleton's going to run it around in transition. Can't get the 3 to go, but another offensive rebound. That's a thing that I think Oak Creek has a lot of trouble with this year, Matt Peck. They don't have a lot of size.
No, they don't.
And offensive rebounds are killer.
I'll go back.
In the defensive rebound.
I'll go back to talk about size. I talked about the Franklin game earlier.
Yeah.
Franklin was down by probably 15 or 20 points in that game. They made it come back. They used the size, and then obviously we saw Tyler Padol's video in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
He ran in and they threw water because they never beat Oak Creek last year.
Love it all around.
They were excited. I mean, that's what rivalry is about. He walked in the locker room, he looked at his team like he was serious, and he jumped in a pile, and they started partying.
You could really tell how much that meant to even the fans of Franklin. I mean this rivalry is deep.
And last year when Oak Creek swept Franklin, you could tell how much it meant to Oak Creek. I mean,
we even see it in football still.
Yeah, I mean football's been a little bit more lopsided, but
very excited to see, though. I mean, we saw earlier in the building, new Oak Creek High School football coach Brian Calhoun was in the building talking with a couple of guys watching hoops for the Oak Creek Knights. Played with the Detroit Lions, Wisconsin Badgers favorably known for. Ball tipped out of bounds to Eric Hollow. Take the shot, Eric.
Put him in.
Yeah, this is one of those games. I mean, if Oak Creek ends up falling, you kind of scrap it because.
Is your season over?
No. Oh, heck no.
Is your life over? No.
I mean,
it's a loss. You're going to lose once in a while.
You look at this. You are 6-2 still.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
If you fall. First free throw is good from Dan Franklin.
Unless you're Wisconsin Lutheran.
Oh.
Then maybe losing once in a while is not.
I tell you what, a sectional with them and West Dallas Central is going to be like cinema. That might be our preview next week.
That's our preview right on Zaleski Sports this Friday from Wisconsin Lutheran High School. You can watch the Sectional 4 preview in Division 1.
Might as well tell you our slate for that week as well. Early on in the week, we'll have a Classic 8 matchup between, I believe, Brian Rickard's team still undefeated, right? 7-0, Kettle Moraine.
Speaking of that, I got to email McWanago and make sure.
That's a travel, yeah. Yeah, good defense that time on the trap. Bryce Budney and Jaquan Turner. If Oak Creek actually pulls this out tonight, I got to give credit to them. This would be a really scrappy one, but they got to go pretty fast here, down double digits.
Yeah, they got to put together some really good offensive possessions if they want to come back and win this game.
Haven't really logged the full minutes for Middleton tonight with Will Garlock, but I think he might get a couple more minutes if this game becomes close at the end. Probably finish down the stretch. Budney, left corner 3. That's good. That's a huge one. Bryce Budney getting a lot of threes going. The press coming right back for Oak Creek. These are the minutes you got to take advantage of with Garlock not on the floor, but Middleton looking to go fast in transition, and that's the weaknesses of the press. Teams can make you pay going fast in transition. Back up to 10, the lead goes.
Yeah, that was a killer for Oak Creek. They come down, hit that 3, and then Middleton comes back right away. It's like you said, weakness with the press.
Terry, here we go. Oak Creek, the 3 starting to fall now, and the offense starting to wake up.
Oak Creek Fire Department's right down the street if we have to call them.
Matt Feck, another good Euro step. A foul that time, though, on the drive. And Davids. A couple times tonight, pretty gritty plays. On the line for Middleton is Riley Kahn. 4 points in the second half. In the double bonus now. Free throws are huge here in the second half, but this is a huge couple minutes right now for Middleton. Can they keep the lead down with Garlock not on the floor? This hasn't really been that great of an offensive game for Middleton either.
No.
Let's be real. Both free throws are good. And that's what you're going to have to do if you're Middleton tonight. Just keep making your free throws down the stretch. Oak Creek's going to put a lot of pressure on. Jaquan Turner. Going to drive in. Going to kick it outside. Pump fake, Budney. Good defense right there from Kahn. Back out to Noah Daniels. Daniels has been stopped tonight. Guerrero doing a really great job on him. Terry, good pump fake. That's going to be a 3. No good. He gets his own rebound.
There you go.
Bryce Budney on the drive. Good find to Daniel Franklin. Oh, my goodness. Hard foul that time on the drive.
Body's flying down there.
You can tell both teams really want it right now. Drew Cooney on the foul for Middleton. Oak Creek in the regular bonus still. 8 fouls on Middleton. 2 more to become in the double bonus. It's a shooting foul, so Daniel Franklin will get 2. First one is good. You know, something that Oak Creek really has to do down the stretch here if they want to keep closing the gap. No more turnovers. And you got to be able to execute. 5 points for Daniel Franklin. Make it. Oh, he can only goes 1 for 2 on that one. Oak Creek going to continue to pressure on defense. Got to get some guys back here. Middleton's going to have numbers once again. A left corner 3. That is no good.
Oh, here we go.
And Oak Creek looking to run. They have numbers. Good bounce pass. Budney in the paint with the lay. And the lead cut down to 6 now. Bryce Budney starting to feel the energy shift. And the Knights, you can really tell the energy boost is up as they put the deficit down to 6. 5:06 after to go. Buckle those seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. More high school basketball coming your way after this on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Back here on Zaleski Sports. 48-42. Middleton leads, had a really big lead. Elijah Vincelette alongside Matt Peck. They had a really big lead here in the second half, all the way up to 14. But Oak Creek, 6-1 team. You could tell this team's a lot greater than they were last year, cutting the deficit all the way down to 6. The pressure's starting to work. And the thing is, when you run the press, though, you got to make sure that Middleton's going to miss some pretty good looks because when you press, you got to keep some guys back down to kind of contest some of these shots. But Will Garlock going to come back in. I would imagine he might play the rest of the regulation here on that 18 minutes restriction, something we're going to keep an eye on.
If you see him
trap by Oak Creek.
If you see him get taken out, like when the game's still close, then you know he must be at his minutes restriction.
Kevin Bavery wants a really big win, though, so he might keep him in. A little bit overtime if it comes to it, but that's a really good stop from Oak Creek out of the timeout. Looking to continue the run. Budney, thought about the 3. He's been the hot hand in the second half. 12 points for Bryce Budney. Good steal that time. In transition, Riley Kahn in transition. That's a killer for Oak Creek. Lead back up to 8 now. Riley Kahn with the deflection, and that's been the story of the night for the Cardinals. Getting turnover stops has been huge. Almost another turnover from Oak Creek on a steal, and they've been penetrating a lot of looks. Budney heat check, no good, and Middleton can really slow it down now with that 8-point advantage.
Garlock came in the game now, a snap of the finger.
Yep.
Seems like for Middleton.
Oh, another good find in the paint to Kahn. Gonna swing it right back out. Oh, steal by Dan Franklin. He's going to take it himself. Go for the layup. Yep. Go for the layup. You're only
I'm telling you,
cut the deficit.
Don't do that.
Daniel Franklin with 7 points on the night, all of them coming in the second half. The lead back down to 6. Oak Creek needs to force some turnovers here.
I'm telling you, you can't. I'd like you. That was a good option there. You
good
can't.
Double team.
Oh, here we go.
Kind of contest without fouling. Oh, yeah, that's smart, though. Slow it down. Oh, my goodness. He put him on the floor that time, and the floater that time is good. Middleton doing a really good job keeping the scoreboard moving. Drew Cooney with 13 points on the night. Gonna move it around. Daniel Franklin out to Jaquan Turner. 8-point game. Oak Creek kind of has to move in a hurry. Closing in on 3 minutes left here to go in the game. Jaquan Turner swinging the ball around. Got to find an open look. Middleton just hasn't given it to them all night. Good floater that time. No good from Bryce Budney. And that's a killer miss that time from the Knights. Middleton looking to put the lead right back up to double digits and make this one hurt for the Knights. Oak Creek keeping that heavy pressure on. Kahn, bounce pass. Garlock in the paint. Bounce pass. What a find.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball movement has gone all over the place in the second half. John Grimes, 4 points.
Just
the lead back up to 10 for Middleton.
Oak Creek was within 6. Now it's back up to 10. I mean,
that's huge.
Will Garlock comes in and it just seemed like a snap of the finger. Middleton just starts grooving again.
He's not just a big scorer, but he's also the big playmaker for this team as well. That's why his presence is huge. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Jaquan Turner can't finish it, but Daniel Franklin gets the extra roll on the offensive rebound. That's been a couple times tonight. The freshman can't get to go. And
That
Bruce
was not smart.
Oak Creek very gritty here in the second half. Oh, my goodness, but he loses the handle, and it's going to go right back to Middleton.
I mean.
And that's just been that game. That play really pretty much just sums up the night for the Knights.
Keep the ball once you get the ball back. Keep it. That's been the talk all night.
Garlock in the paint. Oh, that's a jump ball. Wow, what an effort that time from Dan Franklin. I think he got all ball that time. Yeah, he kind of pushed the ball down right there. That's a very good contest. The Middleton fans don't like it.
Hey, why don't you unplug me?
All right.
We're going to take the headset off.
Second. Oh. I'm still good, right? On the thing. Middleton looking to finish it off right now. 8-point lead. We will interview the Nasonville Dairy post-game player of the game after this, but Oak Creek not trying to go away. Noah Daniel gets the roll, the lead back down to 6 once again, but the Knights really have to get some stops in a hurry. In the paint, Garlock traveled with it, and Oak Creek with life with a minute and a half. But this is a very important possession going down the other end, trying to score. You cannot turn the ball over if you're Oak Creek. This is why they've been down all game. But Kevin Bavery wants to talk over the defensive scheme as we have a timeout called. And we will take a quick game break here. More high school basketball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Am I still good? I can't hear myself, right? All right, we're good. It's 54-48. Middleton leads on the Oak Creek Knights. 22nd ranked Oak Creek Knights. 1.5 minutes left to go in the game. Oak Creek has the ball. They've had a pretty feisty second half. We're down by as much as 14, but down and gritty, the Knights are coming. Kept trying to cut the deficit down even more and try to hope for a miracle tonight. But turnovers have ruled this game, and you got to give a credit to Kevin Bavery and the Middleton Cardinals for really penetrating the Knights tonight on the defensive end. Having Will Garlock back is huge, the Wisconsin commit. On the 18 minutes restriction tonight, Oak Creek looking to get something pretty fast. Oh my goodness, another turnover right there. Daniel Franklin loses the ball. It's going to be a foul on the other end on Bundy. And going to the line right now is Jackson Guerrero. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned post-game. I will be going down to the court and interviewing our Nasonville Dairy post-game player of the game, as well as our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game with the winning coach. And then we'll wrap things up here for our first broadcast of 2025. The first free throw is good from Guerrero. Free throws are huge down the stretch for both teams when they go down to the line. Oak Creek kind of got to score in a fast pace. They want to win this one, have at least a chance. Jaquan Turner, the second one, no good from Guerrero. Rebound by Turner. Noah Daniel going to feed it out. Kind of got to go in a hurry. 3-point shot off the mark that time from Bryce Budney. And a trap right there and a foul by Tyson Bush. Thought he had all ball that time. So a 1:06 left here to go. You got to figure, while these Middleton hits their free throws, they got this game in the bag and what would be a huge win for this Cardinals team in the Big 8 Conference. First free throw was good from Drew Cooney. Cooney with 14 points on the night, a big one for him. You know, and I'm going to leave it up to Coach Bavery to give us who our Highlight House player of the game is tonight. We've got a lot of guys spreading the scoring around tonight. Second free throw rims in. 9-point advantage for Middleton. Both free throws good from Cooney. Driving in fast, Noah Daniel going to go up with it, and he'll go to the line. A one-on-one free throw coming for him. Noticing how fast he is driving to the paint. Once again, we're going to remind you guys of our schedule next week on Zaleski Sports in the Milwaukee area. Next Tuesday night, we will head to Mukwonago for a Classic 8 Conference Showdown boys basketball between the Kettle Moraine Lasers, undefeated, taking on their very gritty team in the Mukwonago Indians. And the next Friday, we have a potential sectional matchup, Oak Creek sectional, between West Dallas Central and Wisconsin Lutheran at Wisconsin Lutheran. That's going to be a big slate next week on Zaleski Sports, all boys basketball games. We will get a couple of girls basketball games playing at the end of the month as well, playing as they get Pewaukee and Wauwatosa East in on the network. Both teams really good in their respective divisions. 50-57 is our score here. The foul again. Oak Creek's just got to kind of find their way out of this game and move on to a tough schedule next week. They got 2 really big conference tests, one on the road and one at home next week. They got Racine Park. Casey Robbins, one of the, arguably the conference favorite early on in the SEC. Tuesday night on the road, and then they'll head home to take on the Racine Case Eagles. If anyone's wondering, that game next week will be on the radio. Dick Racefa, DG Sports, will have that game on for you at Oak Creek. Jaquan Turner, right corner, 3. That's good. 6-point game. Aaron Cowell going to take a timeout, try to get one last run at something here. Or maybe not a timeout. We'll stay here. First 3 of the night. First points of the second half for Jaquan Turner for the freshman. 9 points on the night for him. Press on for the Knights. They're going to trap it on the inbound. And you got a foul here. Lob to Garlock, another fine. He's going to just move it around. That's smart. Just hold the ball around. Drain as much time as possible. Oak Creek got a foul. Turner fouls right there. And that's what I said. As long as Middleton makes free throws, they'll win this game. Oak Creek has had a couple runs at it tonight to try to come back and try to close the gap and get right back in it, but Middleton has always had a response. First free throw, no good. A huge miss that time from Drew Cooney. One more time here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be going down after the game and interviewing our Nasonville Dairy postgame, Zaleski Sports postgame player of the game, as well as the winning coach. Going fast, Oak Creek. A floater from Noah Daniel, no good. They got a foul, and they foul Will Garlock. Noah Daniel hugging him that time with 26.1 left here to go. But here's another test with Will Garlock going to the line once again. 0 for 4 his last couple attempts. Trying to shake the cobwebs off tonight. Maybe we'll get him on as our Highlight House player. Who knows, though? Leave it up to Coach Kevin Bavery. Middleton looking to go up to 3-5. They started off 0-5, trying to get the 3-game winning streak going. The first free throw is good. There you go, Will. 14 points for Will Garlock in his first game back. The 18-minute minutes restriction tonight. Second free throw, no good. This is going to probably be another offensive rebound, another foul, and that might do it. But we've seen some crazier stuff before, but that would take something. But that might just be the dagger right there for Middleton. Probably their biggest win of the year. Just keeping the momentum on their side. Getting their star player back. And you got a really good schedule coming up. Garlock going to check out here. A big ovation from the Middleton faithful making the travel out. It's going to be a good bus ride back home for them. Coach bus they took on the way here. Second free throw is good. A 9-point game for the Middleton Cardinals. We will stay with you here. 23.8 left here to go. guess I could read this upcoming schedule for both teams. I think I already did for, obviously, everyone knows. We've said it several times for Oak Creek. But coming up after this, Middleton takes on Janesville Craig on the road. Second of a third game road trip. 2 big wins from Middleton to get themselves going against Madison West and Madison East to open up their winning ways this season. And then they got a really big matchup next Thursday at home against Sun Prairie East. Chris Davis Jr., the guy that scores when it seems like anything is possible with him. I mean, that man, he could score like it's nothing. And he's been really good for Sun Prairie East. They're a very big addition. They are one of my sleeper teams in the Madison area to make it to the state. But that's going to be a very fun sectional to watch. And a very big schedule coming next week for Coach Kevin Bavery and the Middleton Cardinals. This would be the 3rd straight win, and Eric Hollow's team will fall down to 6-2 on the season. Got to keep your head up, though, as they take on Racine Park on the road and Racine Case at home next week. 2 big conference games. Jaquan Turner going to feed it around. 13 seconds. He's just going to chuck up a prayer for 3. No good. And the offensive putback good from Dan Franklin. Eric Howell going to use his use it or lose it timeout with 8 seconds left to go. Let's try to get some reps in before they have a really busy conference week in the SEC with 2 top 4 teams in the conference. In Mark Miller's preseason rankings, power rankings, he had Racine Park at 1 in the Southeast, Racine Case at 2, and then Oak Creek at 3. So Oak Creek gets a test at the top 2 teams in the power rankings. And they'll be battle tested next week to see if they can really compete to try to win the Southeast this season. But this was a really big non-conference showdown for them with a Big 8 team. And I tell you what, Middleton really making them pay tonight. And imagine that the team going to have a heavy bus ride home, an hour and a half away from here. One more time after this game, I will go down to the court to interview head coach Kevin Bavery in our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Oak Creek going to foul one more time. Ooh, pretty aggressive foul by Daniel Franklin. Guess we could get the microphones ready here. Going to have to go down pretty fast because for the interview, they like to go fast down there. Daniel Franklin checking out. Busateri coming back in. 3-5, Middleton will move up to. You think that's a really bad record for them, but it was really, really rock bottom for them to start the year out with an 0-5 start in the season. Biggest win of the year for them, though. Coming on the road far away, both free throws good. 65-55. As Oak Creek will get one last crack at a shot before they head to next week. The shot's no good. 63-55 is our final. Middleton wins. I'll be right back for our Nasonville Dairy post-game show after this with Kevin Bavery and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call cheese making.
All right, we're good. All right, welcome back to our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. We're joined right now by the victorious Middleton Cardinals. We're going to start off with Coach Kevin Bavery with the tall 6'10" Will Garlock. Coach, big win for you guys here. First game with Will back, obviously. Just talk about how you guys got this gritty win tonight in the plan.
I mean, we had 2 in a row coming in. We started off, shorthanded with, multiple reasons that we were just missing players, and we had the toughest part of our schedule, but we liked what we were building, with the core that we had. And Will's been practicing with us for a couple weeks now, but finally got the clear to play about half the game. And so how we adjusted to having him on the floor and so forth. And, even when you're 7 foot and you're going to UW, you still have nerves for that first game. He hasn't played a game for about a year now. So getting some of that, we loved what we did in the first half. Defensively, we just weren't smart with the ball. We settled down a little bit better second half offensively. And yeah, it was solid. I mean, this team was 7-1 coming in, so good league, good competition. We'll take this one anytime.
All right, thank you for your time, Coach. We're joined right now by our Zaleski Sports Highlight House players of the game, Drew Cooney and Will Garlock. We're going to start off with Will Garlock. Just tell me how it felt to be right back out there and playing again.
I mean, it felt great. I've been out for about 10 months now, but, just get a win with the guys. And, yeah, overall, obviously, only played on a little minutes restriction. Today, only got to play about half the game, but, I just did what I could to contribute to the win and, came out victorious, so, yeah.
And Drew, you guys have played without him for a while this year, but how good does it feel to get him back and just keeping the momentum going? This is your guys' 3rd win in a row.
It feels great. Obviously Will's a pretty solid player. Definitely gives us some more options on the offensive end as well as the defense. He's a big man in the paint, block shots, get rebounds for us, so it's great to have him back.
All right, for our Highlight House player of the games, I'm going to actually have you guys hold the mic, and you're going to look at that camera up there, and you guys are going to say your names. So you're going to say, I'm Will Garlock, and I'm Drew Cooney, and you guys can say, we're in the house. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm Will Garlock.
I'm Drew Cooney.
And we're in the house.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Good luck the rest of the season. All right, that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our first broadcast here in 2025. A really great broadcast. 63-55, Middleton defeats 22-ranked Oak Creek. We will be back next week, Tuesday at Mukwonago, as Kettle Moraine will take on the Mukwonago Indians. And then next Friday, we will have West Dallas Central at Wisconsin Lutheran. We got a really good games coming up here. And that will do it tonight here from Oak Creek High School. Elijah Vincelada signing off on Zaleski Sports.